Okay, let's take a look here at our worksheet, and we'll look at a few examples. Here's number 2, y equals the square root of x minus 5. Okay, you can go right 5 here. Remember to change the sign on the inside. Okay, that's the same thing as saying 0.50, and 0.50 is illustrated by that red dot. So it's over 5 to the right. Here's the actual graph. This is the parent graph, just simply moved over 5 units to the right. My domain here is bracket 5 to infinity because it goes left to 5 and it continues right forever. The range is 0 to infinity because it goes down to 0 and goes up forever. Remember, for range we only read these values. For domain we only read these values. Number 5, the cube root graph. Here we have a stretch, technically a vertical stretch because of that 3. Because of the 2, you go left 3 because you add on the inside. Means you go left. Okay, change the sign on the inside, don't on the outside, so it's negative 3, 0. And notice the 2 doesn't show up in the inflection point. So this is the inflection point. The 2 is not being added, that's why it doesn't show up. And the answer's in green here. The reason I showed you the purple is so you could distinguish between a stretch versus the parent graph. This is the parent graph shifted to the left 3 units. The green is your answer because it has this 2 for your stretch. The domain are all real numbers because, again, the green graph here goes left forever, goes right forever, so it covers all possible x's. The range goes down forever and up forever, so it covers all possible y's. Number 9 is a solve. Okay, so first we want to isolate the radical. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. 17 plus 7 is 24. Then divide by 3. That's a common mistake, is to not divide by 3, but you do want this radical completely isolated. Okay, you then want to raise both sides to the index power. So 8 to the third power is 512. And notice the radical went away over here. And you just simply add 1. Now this video is moving fast. Obviously, pause as needed. Number 10. Here we have a radical on each side, so you're just going to square both sides. That's the index. The radicals go away at the same time. Your next move is to subtract this x from this 2x. Okay, so if you subtract x, 2x minus x is x. Then you have negative 1 and negative 19. Add 19 to both sides. 19 plus negative 1 is 18. Number 12. Now this one's a little bit of trouble here because to get this x out from under the radical, you're going to have to square that side, but it also forces you to square this side. And that causes trouble because, yeah, we got the x out from under there, but now we have 2 of these. So distribute, combine like terms. Anytime you have the x squared x combination, you want to subtract so that you have a 0 on one side. So I'm going to subtract 3x and subtract 7. This is what you'll get. 2x minus 3x is negative x. 1 minus 7 is negative 6. You then factor set equal to 0. Now you do have to discard this negative 2 because if you plug it back in, you get the square root of 1 equals negative 1. If you put negative 2 in there, you get this, that this becomes 1. Put negative 2 here, this becomes negative 1. You can't have the square root become a negative. So for that reason, we're going to get rid of that negative 2. The 3 is good if you check in. Now this is only on the honors, the class. The regular class does not have this negative, so I'll make sure that's clear to you. Okay, so what we do first is factor that negative out of there to make it positive. This is a stretch from the 2, it's a reflection of the y-axis because of that negative, and it's left 3. Not right 3 as it originally appears, but left 3. That's going to be the point negative 3, 0. Again, the 2 doesn't show up in there. Okay, and I've got this a little out of order. Let me get all this. So my graph is here. Notice that the stretch, again, is taller than what the regular graph would be. Reflection on y changes it back to the left, and it's left 3. The starting point is 3 units to the left of the origin. So looking at this, my domain is negative 3 to negative infinity to negative 3 because it goes left forever, and I stop going right at negative 3. The range is 0 to infinity because you only read these values. So it starts at 0 and it goes up from there. Okay, so little bit of help for your worksheet.